both of you guys, how was the first draft?
A lot of fun. I mean, this is probably my 18th draft or something like that. So experiencing this, comfortable. Every draft is very different. Always exciting, whether you have a pick or not. And it was a lot of fun. We're excited to do this together for the first time and with a great group. And we feel like the process was really good.
John, or go ahead.
What's the logic or explanation for no pick? Not that you had one coming into the night, but
Right.
obviously you end the night without making a selection.
Yeah, I think you got to remember, again, this team is kind of where they are. It doesn't really make a lot of sense for us at the time to kind of jump in and get draft fever. We were able to kind of sit back and assess what the landscape is, and we'll try to make some decisions from here.
How close were you guys to getting in the draft? How hard did you try to get in?
I think there were some situations where in the first round and the second round it was close. We had our targets, we looked hard at those targets, had to evaluate where they would get to, could we get there? And yeah, it's tricky, but I would say we were moderately close in a couple different scenarios.
How, obviously, over the course of the past few years, bringing in new draft picks has been a pretty big staple. Just was that, especially with kind of a newer player development system that you guys are going with now, was that a large emphasis, or are you guys going to continue to try to really emphasize bringing in young talent going forward?
We're going to look at the best opportunities available. I mean, obviously, you want to bring in some young talent just from a financial standpoint and bringing in fresh blood sometimes, but at the same time, we have a stable of young men that are actually ready to play. But again, like I said before, we're going to focus on player development and continue to raise their level.
We've seen a lot of turnover with the two-way spots in recent years. Just what's kind of the outlook there in terms of, are you guys looking to bring in like 3 new guys, or is there a chance some of the guys from last year are back?
I think there's a good chance some of the guys from last year are back. We're still trying to work through the players that weren't drafted and kind of where they're at with our situation from a two-way standpoint. But yeah, we'll look at everything, and I do think there's a good chance we'll have some from last year back. And some of those guys will play summer league, so you'll see that as well.
Just looking forward to the next week. Do you guys anticipate kind of being active in terms of possible trades, or do you expect it to be mostly sort of free agency based in terms of roster moves?
I think we're always going to be aggressive looking at everything, but I think we'll probably I would say we'll probably focus more on free agency than trades.
What are you looking for most in terms of free agents that you might want to acquire?
Bench depth, like we said before, get some more scoring in that second unit. Shooting, obviously, is one of the needs. And if we can, obviously, try to find the better point of attack defenders, try to get that to kind of support our starting lineup.
Can you learn anything from a draft that you're not participating in? I don't just mean like learn like what your competitors are getting, but just literally like, oh, this is kind of a trend in the league. It looks like these guys are thinking this way. Just curious if there's anything you guys gained in that sort of regard.
Absolutely. I think that's a really, really good point. I think we were able to learn a lot in the first round, just kind of what the value of certain picks are going for right now and kind of what the emphasis is around the league, be it teams who are in certain apron standpoints or not. And for us, again, it's just kind of getting an overall canvas to anticipate and how we're going to scout and how we're going to evaluate talent this year to put us in a good position next season.
Trading up felt like it cost more picks. Is that valid? Is that fair?
Kind of, sort of, yeah. I mean, guys have their guy, and this, when you pinpoint your target, you want to do whatever you can to get that. Sometimes that might be a little excessive in value, sometimes under, but those teams did what they felt they needed. What they felt they need to.
Curious, between kind of 48 hours ago when we spoke to you guys last, has anybody reached out to Nikola within front office ownership in terms of some of the comments that were made?
I would just urge you to listen to the quote again, because if you listen to it, you would realize that Josh didn't say that, and we would never trade Nikola.
Did anyone try?
Anyone call?
No, I just urge you to listen to the quote again, please, because it's not what was said.
Hey, what are you guys kind of looking at in terms of that backup center position going forward? Is the answer there internal, or is there kind of a archetype of center that you want to look for when that position kind of ends up molding the way that a lot of the non-Jokic lineups end up
Yeah.
looking?
It's a unique situation because you have to look at it in two situations where, you know, Nikola's gonna play a lot of the minutes. So that backup center is gonna be used very sparingly, but at the same time, you have a different dynamic in that second unit. So it may be more run and jump, rim protecting big, as opposed to a guy that we play through off the elbows and through the center of our offense.
Do you feel like you could go double big? Like you could put another center next to Nikola? I'm just curious.
If the right opportunity presents itself, talent-wise, it's easy to sit here to say that from, you know, where we are now, but looking at how the league is starting to stack up on double centers like what New Orleans did, you know, you got to prepare yourselves for that. So like I said, we'll look at all avenues to get there and kind of see what works best for us and Coach Adams.
I think you guys said on Monday that Duran is playing summer league. Have there been determinations on other roster guys, whether or not they're playing? Guess Hunter, Julie?
Yeah, still working through the rest of the roster. Duran is confirmed. He's the only one on the roster so far.
Anything else? All right, thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, John.
Hey, congratulations.